Some of us are fortunate to have a job where our job is our hobby. What I spend a lot of my time is exploring the molecular parts to life, trying to dive down into detail that microscopes can't even see. My name is David Wishart. I'm a professor at the University of Alberta. I grew up, I think, with a fascination with nature, a real closeness to it. So it drew me into life sciences and natural sciences, biological sciences. I think my Métis heritage has played a big role in a lot of the work I've done and my philosophy about science, teaching, and sharing. Science is to be shared. Discovery and knowledge is to be shared. I've worked in metabolism, which we now call metabolomics. While I was researching the topic for the class, I discovered how people were using NMR to characterize diseases. I realized there was a really simple way of making this much more powerful, much more diagnostic. And it only took us a few months before we had something going. And to some extent, that essentially led to the establishment of the field of metabolomics. About 15 years ago, we established the Metabolomics Innovation Center, or TMIC, another core facility. And that has served researchers in Alberta, across Canada, and around the world. Has moved the University of Alberta to the forefront of the field of metabolomics. It's recognized as probably one of the world's leading institutes in that area. I believe in hands-on learning, interactive. We let all of our students play with all of our equipment, and apparently that's quite unusual. I mean, you learn by making mistakes. A drug bank, which was another database that we developed. That was a database that was intended to help with our understanding of what we find in the human body. And so when we started including information about drug targets, that's when the database suddenly became really, really important. People then started exploring that and realizing that existing drugs could be applied to do something else, where people have presented how they've used drug bank and how they were able to essentially discover new applications for drugs. And some of those applications have actually led to new products. Often what I'll say is it's important to find your passion, whether it's your passion in life or your passion in science. My hope is that some of the things that we have done, some of the things we've already done are making a difference, that they're making for a healthier community in the not too distant future, be able to take a drop of blood or a drop of saliva or urine and be able to identify potential disease risks, things that they can do and guide them in terms of healthier living, and that we could make things like precision nutrition, precision medicine, precision health part of everyday life, decades from now, but just perhaps even a few years from now.